Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, with the release of version 2.5, there's been a lot of great new features added to Wuthering Waves, a lot of quality of life, but one of the most misunderstood ones that I feel like a lot of people aren't really sure how to use is the new Echo Management feature that has been introduced in version 2.5. And the way that you're going to get this one set up and running is actually quite simple. You only have to click a couple of buttons, but there are some tips and tricks that I have for you along with it. So to access it, you'll go over to your databank over here after clicking the escape menu, go on into that, and then get into your Echo Merge menu. And this is actually where it's all going to begin. You're going to see over here, you have a new button called Echo Management, along with Batch Merge, and you'll click this bad boy instead. And so when you log in, you'll notice, damn, there's a lot of different plans in here. This looks a little bit confusing. I go into like edit, and now there's like all of like these extra configurations like Sonata sets and stuff like that. Ooh, this is kind of a lot. But the thing is, QoL Games has made it extremely easy for you to get this up and running for about 99.95% of players. And all you need to do is click suggestion. And this is going to give you a bit of a warning sign showing you that all of your existing setups are going to be removed. Don't worry though. If you haven't done any work yet, you want to actually do this. Because what this will do is actually start breaking down a bunch of different plans that should actually be good for all players. It's going to give you a list of about 11 plans that will auto lock specific echoes of these different types when they drop. And this is kind of how it works, right? First, it checks to see what the rarity is. 5-star makes sense. It checks to see what the cost level is. Also makes sense. And then it proceeds to list out all of the different Sonata sets, which you can edit this as well and choose which ones you want to keep and save, to actually save from the list. And the attributes, the main stats that will be locked here across all of these different 4-cost 5-star echoes across just these sets are crit rate and critical damage, which makes a lot of sense, right? These are all DPS-oriented sets, and you want crit rate or damage for pretty much all of these in the 4 slot. Then you have another one that's focused on healing. This is what I meant by you don't actually need to go in and do too many adjustments over here, because for all the crit 4 costs, you have one for the healing bonus 4 costs on Rejuvenating Glow. Then you got one for Glacio damage for like Freezing Frost, and so on and so forth, right? The devs have made sure to actually look in and see all of the different sets, right, that are a specific attribute bonus, like Flaming Clawprint being for fusion characters, Celestial Light and Eternal Radiance for the Spectre ones, and then of course, right, Dreams of the Lost along with the 2 new Havoc sets for the 3 costs on Havoc damage. But there are some differentiations over here that you should make just in case. And the first one that I'm going to talk about over here is 3 costs. So to create this setup and to really fill out the suggestions list fully, this is what I recommend. You go to 5-star echoes, you go to cost 3, and then you add in a bunch of potential Sonata sets, right, that are for DPS characters where an attack 3 cost is still usable. I'll throw in the sub DPS ones as well. You see things like Empyrean Anthem, Eternal Radiance, blah, 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 Tide-Breaking Courage. Maybe not that one. And then when I do that, this is going to ensure that all 3-cost echoes with an attack main stat will be locked. That's a new plan that I can activate, and we'll call it Cost 3 Attack. Now, one thing that you might notice is that you also will have to click Auto Lock by Plan to actually ensure that all the echoes that are coming in will be auto-locked by these specifications. Everything else, I assume, is not going to be locked, and that's going to make the actual batch merging process a lot more simple for you as a player. However, there are a couple more that are missing from here, not just the 3-cost attack. And this one is going to be 5-star, cost 3, for Brant. And you're going to want to make sure that this one includes ER and a fusion damage bonus. And we'll call this Brant 3 costs. And throw that in there. And that's going to ensure that whenever I'm farming for Brant on his set, that I actually have every single thing that I need, and these are going to get auto-locked too. So I would say that QoL Games, at a baseline, right, did a pretty great job putting all of this stuff together, but there are going to be some slight differentiations and some things to keep in mind just for building in the future. Another one that people might find helpful is going to be 5-star, cost 1. and they're actually going to put in Moonlit Clouds, and the attribute is going to be defense. This is for the scenario that you actually will want maybe like a Yan Wu, Tao Chi, 1 cost. And now that one is going to be active too. Now, if you look at the 1 cost attack, you'll realize that Windward Pilgrimage isn't actually on here. Cartithia's set. And so you're probably going to want to make sure that you actually do put this in, just in case you have a set by Arrow Rover. That's going to be really helpful. And you'll also want to make sure in this 1 cost attack, put in Empyrene Anthem and Tie-Breaking Courage, and honestly, probably all of these, if we're frankly being honest. I'm pretty sure you want attack 1 cost on Moonlit. You're going to want them on Moonlit Clouds as well. You want it on Empyrene Anthem and on Windward Pilgrimage just for your Arrow Rover in the future. So I think that, yeah, all of them right now look like pretty viable picks. The only one maybe that's not the case is Rejuvenating Glow. It's kind of ironic that the 1 cost is showing up over there. But hey, Verena needs a little bit of love too. So yeah, I think this one is looking a little bit more solid now. Now let's start checking in and seeing some of the other situations that are breaking down. We got Havoc damage, we got Spectro, Arrow. I would give the recommendation, go ahead and edit these and put in Moonlit Clouds and Empyrene Anthem too, across all of the attribute damage 3 costs. Because chances are, these are 2 very, very, very flexible sets, which, you know, work off a coordinated attack or buffing the next incoming character. And so they're perfect for sub DPS ones too. I can already think of like a Mortifi who's really gonna like that you're doing this. And for this, hell, this is for a Yinlin, right? Putting in the Empyrene Anthem in the Moonlit Clouds. And then for this bad boy, naturally, right? Moonlit Clouds and Empyrene Anthem as well, even though I know there's no arrow coordinated attacks. But we're future-proofing ourselves for any new releases, and this is going to make it so that when the new release does come out, maybe one that does spectral coordinated attacks, you're going to have everything you actually need. So again, what Kuro's given us as a baseline is great, but these are just some additional ways to ensure that, well, you're getting the most possible here. All right, and then the main for ER, I would say ER is the only one you really need on the ER is the only one you really need on the healing set. And we've already got Brant covered over here for Tie-Breaking Courage. And we've got the only defense scaling characters in the game covered over here for Moonlit Clouds. I would say at a baseline, this new feature is really great. It's really good. The last thing I want to check is if it actually will retroactively go in. It doesn't appear that it goes in and retroactively locks or unlocks things for you. Oh, you can do it over here? Select all. And that will just apply all of the plans to my inventory? It doesn't seem like it's working. I shouldn't be able to select this attack. Oh, it's only one plan at a time? So I gotta go in, click backpack, select all, lock, and then I gotta go like this, select all, and then lock. And then I gotta go like this, select all, and then lock. Okay. This is kind of a pain in the ass. If they had like a 1-button press to do all of this, I think that would be a lot better, if I'm frankly being honest. It does all the sorting for you and everything, which is like cool. But like, surely there's some way to activate all of the filters at once. I think that this is the last part of the loadout feature that's like a little bit clunky. And you only have to do it one time. But there should be like a 1-button press, especially with how many plans there are, even from the auto-suggested one. And I should be able to just lock all of these, right? It's like, come on, what are we doing here, man? What are we doing here with this one? So we'll go throughout this process. Just know, yeah, it's a little bit clunky, but my Echo inventory is almost at full, and this is going to make the process a lot smoother. So we do a little bit of that, getting all that going, looking very good. And now, when we start batch merging, hypothetically, we should only be getting like dog shit pieces, and that's what it looks like. It looks like only bad pieces that I would never use, HP lingering tunes, all of that, defense, HP on sets that I don't want them on. It looks like that's the only thing that's available. And so now, I can just click select all, and just go. I can just go, and it's going to start auto-locking the new echoes that are coming out based off of the stats that are going in. And I can just keep batch merging. I'm going to do not show again this warning. And I'm just going to go again and again and again. Would you look at that? More 3 costs, all that goodness. And honestly, because I just got a bunch of echoes that are on the new set. I just got a bunch of echoes, right, that were on the new set over here that you can only farm from Nightmare Purification. I'm gonna check and see and just make sure that all of those echoes, in case I want to use modifiers to turn all those Dreams of the Lost pieces into, right, take like this fusion one over here and turn it into havoc damage. I'm gonna add another filter to make that process easier for me, right? I'm just gonna go into echo management. I'm gonna add a new plan, auto lock by it, edit it, make it so that's 5 stars, make it so that it's all of the costs, and it's just this Sonata set, right? I'm just going to save it. And now, every single Dream of the Lost echo, right? And they go to my backpack, it's now going to be locked. Regardless of what its attribute is, so I can save these for modifiers later. And that way I can ensure that my Furlova is the fastest built possible without actually, you know, getting rid of too many pieces. So that I'm just going to call this one Furlova set, put that bad boy in there, and we're all good to go. And I'm not going to be throwing away any very valuable Dream of the Lost pieces. I'm only going to be throwing away the trash that I don't need. Awesome. Awesome, right? And I'm not going to lie here, ladies and gentlemen, this might be, once it's set up, right, this might be one of the best features in the game. I can do this all day. I can do this all day, ladies and gentlemen. I might do this all day until my inventory is 0. Demo auto discard? I don't even think there's a point in discarding, to be honest. Just lock what you know you'll need. Don't even worry about the discard settings. It's one or the other. Honestly, discard is kind of an unnecessary feature. When you can just lock the ones that you know you're going to want. What's the point of marking things for discard? Anything that's not locked is a discard, right? Isn't that fair to say? And you can see over here, I had an echo inventory of about 3,000. And this has made the merging process to ensure that I only have good echoes that I want. One of the most seamless ones ever. If anything, now I want them to increase the batch merge to like maybe 200, 300, 100 at this point. Hey, now that they made it so much easier to actually put in what's supposed to be in there, what's supposed to be in here, hey, it could go higher. It could go higher. Yeah, that'll be it for the demo. Hopefully you've seen just how seamless the merging system actually is. Some people might want to go ahead and like save their echoes for when a new set comes out, much like how we're doing it for the new Furlova set. Feel free to do what you want. One gets you your units built faster. The other one is like helping speed up you building units in the future. It is what it is at the end of the day. You decide how you want to optimize your resources. When it comes to echoes, they're literally infinitely grindable. So I don't think it matters too much what you want to do with them anyways. But yeah, that'll be our overview. That'll be like a live demonstration of how this new echo merge feature or this new echo sorting feature can be super helpful to those that are starting out the game, but also perhaps even more helpful to those that have a lot of playtime in this game. I gotta say, it's one of the best quality of life updates in conjunction with like the modifiers and the new set and everything that the company has come up with. And it does help lessen the sting of how absolutely disgusting the new Nightmare Purification mechanic is, because through this, tenured players should have a much easier time farming for Furlova if they know what to do. So yeah, hopefully this overview was helpful. Hopefully it's given you all some tips and tricks, and we will potentially follow up on this in the future for some new plans, for some new sets, for some new characters, as more and more sonatas and unique combinations are released. So yeah, let me know what you all thought about this one, ladies and gents. Peace.